Welcome back to hours 2 to 4 here for RaceDepartment.com's 24-hour event here on the RDLMS Mod Fun here at the Nordschleife. My name's Simon Smith. Joining me in the commentary booth currently at the moment is cameraman extraordinaire Simon Manoish, who daren't ever say anything to anyone in the world as we watch into the pit's 5th position. Shorin. Oh, Mr. Polish himself, Kolodjic. There we go. That's the one. We've also got Roy Magnus and Joachim Skaustad, our Chuckle Brother duo.
What up, bitches? Oh, that's
hello.
No,
not till later, Joachim. yeah.
I just have to say, I love that advertisement.
Oscar Hardwick, of course, as well.
Hello. I am still here, albeit being a bit quiet at the moment.
That is all okay. And then we've currently got guest in here at the moment of Robert Wiesenmuller as well. Hello, Robert.
Hi, guys.
Hey. We've just while we was away, and that. Sorry, Joachim was just saying about how good that little advert was. I didn't see it myself. I was too busy whoring myself all over Twitter. If you've just joined us whilst we was in the break, 5th position Speedmaster by OSR team basically went off trying to catch Bram Beelan, smacked the barriers twice in the same lap, and has now popped into the pits and is just rejoining in 7th position. So he's lost positions to Radek Sikowski for Sim Racing PL Raceboard and Zlablik's Perth for Simco Dream Team. So out in 7th, just ahead of Janis Paulik, in fact way ahead of Janis Paulik to be fair. Not good.
And we have a little battle on our hands for 6th over in GT2, 17th and 18th, where the Simpson Skins motorsport car has caught up with the RMA motorsport car.
That's a nice big cock on the side there of the 18th car, Simmons Skins. I've noticed it.
That sounds
I've
so
noticed
terrible.
that. It is one, isn't it? They're just going to pull out. Well, I suppose
That's
the
a
RMI
paint, isn't it?
motorsport car, you could now be called a... Yeah, well if you wanted to show him how big his cock was, there it is. But also, I have to say, Roy, your team's a bit of a cock blocker. Because you're currently holding him up on track. Now I've noticed that suddenly it's all going horribly wrong.
Has anyone mentioned that the curfew's actually still a few hours away?
There is nothing wrong.
Sorry, parents and children,
with the
I'm just having one of those days.
I hope your 2-year-old sister's not in playing with you at the moment,
No,
Oscar.
she's asleep, which is why I'm not saying much.
Okay. La la la. But no, Mashkin there for the Simmons Skins Motorsport team. Piling on the pressure. He doesn't want to push himself forward too quickly.
Nicholas Mashkin, he's really an interesting driver because he's a real racing driver. He has been seen in a German touring car, 2nd division kind of ADAC Pro car, driving in a Citroën. It's really nice to see real racing drivers also here in the online races with Race Department, and he's looking strong actually.
He is, and he's looking like he's piling on the pressure for the RMI team. Suddenly Roy has gone very quiet as he looks pensive in his mirrors. Uh-ohs, but yeah, there's not a strand between the pair of them as they come over the top of one of the many crests of the hills, and he's pulling out to see what he can do. That's not necessarily a
close pass.
I'm going to say pass there at all as they come flying round, but Nicholas Mashkin not really paying caution so much. That's dropped him away a little bit actually around some of these faster turns and using a lot of curb.
That curbing right there is very dangerous. So steep that you can throw the car over the fence on the other side, just like that.
You might want to tell him to avoid that one, Roy.
Oh, I think he probably learned it.
Yes, Mashkin continuing on as he presses against the RMI Motorsport car. That's for 17th and 18th overall, and that is for 6th in the GT2 class. Still, we have 31 teams running in this event. The retirements so far are SRO Motorsports, Zeno Motorsports, Rare Endurance Team, ME Racing. They all failed to get round to the first turn when they all disconnected going across the line. Wasn't a good start for them. Marc Francois had again crashed a desktop on lap 4, and Vincent Stahl and Mr Van Buren, whichever one was driving for Western Wolves, they too had troubles in the pits of disconnection on lap 10. Everyone else still running, only one driver 2 laps down, and that's the Optimum Motorsports team at 31st place, Eric Strand. Still going strong though, and it's there to still pick up the pieces when everyone else starts falling apart. Falling apart is not what the RMI team are doing currently at the moment, because they are keeping everything up. They've got 3rd place Berlacher for Akuri Simsport in the GT1 class about to lap them. That may present an opportunity. And I mean, guys, when you're actually out on track and you're in your own position and you're being lapped, how do you deal with that?
Well, obviously you don't want to. You don't want to lose too much time being lapped, but you are the one. In this case, like Maxine, you probably could take advantage of the GT1 car going past and use the slipstream or follow in the lines, because once you are up on the inside, it's what?
Tighter.
It's 15th and 16th overall, which is that's 4th and 5th GT2. Also been told about a battle forming between Boy van der Laar and Lubchik as Lubchik goes wide. That's 2nd in GT2, so their GT2 field getting feisty with each other at the moment.
They are indeed, as Matchkin has off your screens just passed the RMI car for 17th and 18th overall. So that's that, as here comes the battle for 2nd and 3rd overall in the GT2 class. Boy van der Laar has got Roma Lubchik for a Akuri all over him, and they're about to be lapped for the first time by Wilfried van Brink. This is a new experience for them around this Nordschleife, and they're not exactly moving over to let him through. But Van Brink, wily old character, he's not exactly going to dive through, as Lubchik's car looks very unstable around some of these tight and twisty corners. Unfortunately, poor old Wilfried is just having to sit pretty behind.
But the thing is, he has over a minute gap to Björn Riske, so
Lubchik.
How close was that?
I would have thought he would be a bit more careful given that he has over a minute gap.
Yeah.
He really seems to be aggressive.
Patience is a virtue that was not displayed in any way, shape or form in that move.
Goodness me. So where are you from, Robert? I like your accent. I can't pin it down.
I'm from Germany.
Ah, okay. That's solved that mystery for me. You don't sound German at all. We do, we don't.
Yeah, quite few German drivers here in the race. Probably because, well, the Nordschleife are also in Germany. Very popular track. I think the 2nd place team, Björn Riske, it's a full German team, when I'm not mistaken.
Would you say the Nordschleife's your favourite track?
It's not my favorite track, but it's a favorite track of pretty much every other German driver.
So what's yours?
Not sure. Maybe Spa-Francorchamps.
Nordschleife.
Old version, as Lubchik continues to hound Boy van der Laar.
Oh, so you wanted 24-hour Norris ring then now, Joachim?
I think 24 hours on Norris ring will be a pain for the break.
I would love
24
hours.
ring is a pain for breaks.
I like the Norris ring. It's
Yeah, me
cute.
too.
24 hours there would be awesome. It's like doing 24 hours of Bristol.
Yeah. Ooh, that idea.
24 hours on the Libden Hill race rallycross track.
Yeah.
But to all our German viewers out there, you should say welcome in Dutch. No, not Dutch, German. Robert.
By the way, I always wondered if there's
Oh,
also
Lubchik! Ooh! Hello. That looked like fun.
I always wondered if there's some kind of endurance racing on in oval racing as well.
Well, you have NASCAR.
Well, 24 hours of going round and round and round in the circle.
And then there will be no car left after an hour.
So, whilst these have kind of settled themselves down, I'm surprised now actually it's about how many GT1 cars have fallen into the GT2s, just in general, as that looks like a change of position going on. Oh, it's 8th
guys,
placed Simcoe going into the pits.
Sorry, but I think David Junt is in trouble. Are you seeing the pits?
Oh yeah. Yeah, Simcoe in the pits with Pef has got a puncture as he limps in, but also it looks as though the other man that's already in the pits is... not that I can see him, his name's gone from me. Ah, that was it. Yeah, Roy Schroten. Ah, Schroten. Back on track, GPVWC, and that was a very long stop for them. But he's back going. Welcome to the race, P27, Roy Schroten.
I think we're seeing a few more GT1s down in the GT2 field, just because the GT1s have to make their pit stops first.
Yeah, and the pit stop time is about now, isn't it? So,
For the GT1s, GT2s have got a lap or two left in them.
yeah, something like that. Depends on how much you gamble.
Depends if you want to go around with just 1 litre of fuel in your car or not.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
I was looking at
got?
the...
Still Lubchik on Boy Vandelar is the closest battle, I think.
I think there's also a battle shaping up between Petter Kasa and Dragos Haber, our car. I think not really a battle because Petter Kasa is in the...
Oh, and
GT2
Harbour is in
class.
defense.
Oh, P10, Dragos Harbour. Struggling again.
Defense trying to let Wilfred van den Brink past.
That poor car. Have you got a roll of gaffer tape there, Robert, for when he comes into the pit?
I don't think the car is looking too good right now.
You're just redefining its aerodynamic profile. There's Lubchik now into 11th ahead of Van der Laar. Let me just see if I've got whatever happened there. Oh no, that happened. Yeah, Van der Laar just very slow out of one of the corners, and Lubchik just blasts through.
Lubchik and Vandelar again! Together on the fastest part. In the lights. Again with the brown trousers corners. That's one of them. Oh dear. Sticking your nose on the inside will never end happily.
Deary me. Just while all that's kicking off, welcome to the race P14, Adam Egbeer for DSC Motorsports. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Also, welcome to P30 as well, Christian Nalapa for Sim Racing PL Race Board. Welcome to the race for you. Good to see some new drivers popping up into the timing sheets.
Yes, and that's actually the only Porsche 996 that's in the race. Build the version.
Not a popular car then.
Well,
There were a couple
Marc
of few.
Francois,
Oh,
who was
and welcome.
running strong. Sorry, do carry on.
No, sorry, you go.
I was going to say that Marc Francois was, of course, driving a Porsche 996 early on for SBI Racing until he had his crash to desktop. He was running, well, somewhere between second and first in GT2.
And our very leader of the race entirely, Pablo Garcia, is now in the car for 05 Motorsports, and on his exit out of the pits completely forgot to brake for turn 1 and went off over the curb and made a right hash of it. So hopefully that will be his only mistake, because Wilfred, who we're used to kind of seeing him do well in the GT2s, but we don't see him lead. But yes, Wilfred does like to try and cover up all the mistakes that his other teammates seem to do. They're all equally fast. But Pablo does have a habit of being in the wrong place at the wrong time, namely the gravel or barrier. So, hopefully...
It actually looks like the online simracing.de car is able to do one more lap than what the 05 Motorsport car did. But they are actually quite close on the track now. Pablo Garcia leaving off onto the Nordschleife there, and Risky is there.
How long would
That's
you say it
quite
takes
close.
you to get like your momentum going around this track, right?
Very difficult to say, actually. For me personally, when I get off the Formula 1 track and onto the Nordschleife, it only takes a couple of corners to get in the groove. But that is because you drive on the Grand Prix course and get the tires up to temperature quite fast. So that you got temperatures in the tires before you go out onto the Nordschleife and get a bit more confidence with the car. Which I absolutely need out there on Nordschleife.
P9 and P10 have just swapped themselves round. Hadragas Harbour's got himself past the GT2 car, Toronto Motorsport Mobile Petacasa, so Roaring Pipe Maniacs up into 9th, but that's not good. Oh well,
man.
down to 10th.
I can already tell that James Johnson will take over the car in about 45 minutes.
Are you
From RPM.
counting those minutes down quite quickly at the moment?
The thing is, Dragos Haber, when in testing, he was really quick in the car, and he's also responsible for many things from the setup. So he basically he knows the car, and I'm not really sure what is going on. It's really such a shame seeing him off track so often.
Maybe it's just because he had a big off very early on, and maybe the car's just so difficult to drive at the moment. Maybe he's wrestling with something that we can't see or understand on the track, or from here in a commentary booth maybe.
From what I've heard from the team is that the car is pretty much alright.
Oh, okay.
At least it was after this big crash when he pitted in the first laps.
And there's a
not
puncture on the 7th position car. No, it's a wheel missing on the 7th position car.
Oh, yes, Paulik in 7th. Not doing well there at all.
That looks broken. What's gone wrong?
Someone needed to put a bolt on that.
I'll try to get replay.
It happened quite a while ago because my replay won't go back, so I'm not quite sure what's gone on there. But Janis Paulik, 7th position for Hell Racing. He's having a lap from Hell at the moment as he tries to drag that car round. He's got 40 seconds before Attila Kiss, who's just taken over the Simco Dream Team car, will come through and take him, or Kish, sorry. And ahead of him, Andreas Smitch for Speedmaster has just joined the race too. So we're getting a few new drivers in, but Janis limping back. And maybe this is time for a driver swap at the 2.5 hour mark to give him a little bit of a recoup before he gets back in with anger, if he can make it back round.
I guess he will. It seems like he's been driving more or less the entire Nordschleife with the car in the state.
As there's Attila going through up into 7th for Simco Dream Team. So hello there, Attila. Who's next up? Next up it would be 2 minutes down the road. Petacasa and Dragas Harbour are just about to be pretty much lapped for the first time by Pablo Garcia quite shortly.
That will be any problem for Mr. Public then.
Okay, while he limps himself back to the pits with his lights on down the straight, let's just welcome a few people to the race because there's quite a few driver changes all happening all at once. 4th position, Sim Racing VN. I've got Lars Kolodwij. La la la!
Simrise Beneching. And I'll look up the name.
No, there'll be VN, but yeah, I don't know what Kolodwij, yeah.
Beneching.
Tomic Camp for P5, Sim Racing PL Race Board. Welcome to the race for you. We've already said P6 Andreas Smitch, but I'm not sure if we got him on our screens before, but he's new, so welcome to the race for Speedmaster by OSR. Attila Kish we saw. Also into the race down in P25 for Olympic Motor Racing Team, Robert Taylor. Welcome to the race. I can do that name, and that car's missing a bumper, not a bumper, a bonnet, so that's been in the wars at some point as well. And he's got his lights on, so we're at 4:30 game time. So
Public overshot the box, and we've seen that in the RDLMS that's not any good at all with repairing the car.
I tell you what is quite interesting is that Bjorn Drisky in second position, or Drisk, sorry, for second position in online sim racing, is just 4.9 seconds behind our leader Pablo Garcia. Admittedly, that's pit stop affected, but in terms of just race time in general, it's going quite quickly. So I don't know if Pablo Garcia has been off somewhere because he's gained an awful lot of time this lap, but you can pretty much see them on the same screen as they go down the front straight, so I'm not sure what Pablo Garcia has been up to. So we shall see how that develops later on. As change of position was that? Oh, it's Dragas Harbour in the pits in P12, so that's why he's dropping down the field. Drisk's in, I think, this time round. Lights on, lights off.
This gap has actually been there since they went out onto the Nordschleife as well. I guess it was the first corner of Pablo Garcia that brought them this close together. First place. But right now it doesn't matter anymore. As into the pits, Bjorn Drisky goes.
So he's in. Janis Paulik, who we saw with 3 wheels on his wagon, rejoined in 9th position.
Well, no, they didn't get the repair done because they overshot the pit box. So they are going to do another test now after doing a lap on the Grand Prix course.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's done the Grand Prix course, which is done as you're allowed to do it if your car is absolutely shot to pieces, sorry, and yeah.
I'd say you qualify.
Yeah, I think so too.
Just take it careful than last time. No. Right, that's a retirement.
It's a shame, always a shame to see people retire at this still reasonably early stage of the race.
Yeah, indeed. I do remember someone saying that the best thing was to retire early on in the race because then the pubs hadn't closed yet.
Or better still, do what I did, bring the pub to the home. Thank goodness for supermarkets, my god. It is cheaper.
It's going to get interesting later then, isn't it?
Well, I've got a beer for each hour later on, as you can see Paulik already down to 17th match skin there for Sim skins in. Going on. And there's a small battle heating up very slowly once again. Roy, your team under threat. RMI Motorsports.
Going another lap, so I guess this is the final lap before the automotives will take over the car.
Oh. Yeah, Daniel Farrer for Simtech Motorsports closing you down. Looking
Yes.
quite good. Also, there's been a swap of position right at the very back between the Sim Racing PL Raceboard teams. Actually, Christian Nalapa has overtaken Komizazak for their little internal battle. The Sim Racing PL team kind of really all on their own at the very back, but they're enjoying themselves 2 laps down and still ahead of the Optimum Racing car of Eric Strawn. Which actually, when you look at that car in P31, reminds me of Bet Lynch from Coronation Street.
Sorry, what?
There's a whole
See
lot
how
of
you've
leopard
got that.
skin going on.
Looks like the car is on fire, actually.
Yeah. So,
One of the Swedes driving car at the moment, then.
I tell you what, we are going to have an interesting thought between Pablo Garcia leading the way. I've just got to see what's going on with the actual thing of things. Standa Ostadal there really is now taken over the second position car of Sim Racing, online Sim Racing, sorry. And no, I've confused myself.
He's also the second pace car driver.
Yeah, and he's going a bit faster now this time around than the last lap he did on the server.
Of course, he's not behind me now.
Quite correct.
Okay, so still good old battle once again with our Norwegian friends in 15th and 16th between Ivar Braff-Lien, who is now being caught by Daniel Faber. Aside from that, who have we not really given any airtime too much at all? We should give them a little bit of love before
SRO
things start
Motorsports.
heating up.
Someone who is still in the race, Rookie.
Oh, damn.
I think we haven't seen the car on 19th position by Angelo Pedro.
Yeah, no, we've not seen
Ah,
much
yeah,
of that at all.
That's the cool pink car.
Perfect timing.
That's Angela Pedro for Ace Kite Racing in the GT2 car, going around someone who was off the track. I'm not sure who that was. Oh, it was him. Sorry, I thought it was. We joined him just at the right time there. But well,
Perfect
everyone's got to love a bit of pinky. There's Martin Bolgen and Gary Allen are back in the pits from 25th position. I wouldn't want a pinky in the eye. There's a lot of. I wouldn't want a perky in the eye either, to be fair. But yes, Martin Bolgen and Gary Allen into the pits once again from 27th position, really showing how GT1 should not be done. Janis Paulik is still sitting in the pit lane in 26th position. I wonder if he's going to sit there until someone else comes along. Maybe he's not due a driver change and no one else has turned up yet. And he's like, I'll just sit here.
I just read in the chat room that the Optimal Motorsport car will have a second driver change already, and Eric Strana will leave the car and Bradley Wanian will come in.
Already? Oh. That's a short stint by the speed.
Yeah, I was just getting confirmation as to whether or not, if the suspension gets ripped on a car, you're out, and you're out for good. I'd assume you would be.
Yeah,
Unfortunately.
and if you overshoot your pit box, then you're definitely out.
Well, you could possibly drive another lap, but
No, it's never worked in the RDMS, so I guess it won't work here either.
I guess you had to do what's it called, driver swap to get it fixed.
Yeah. Did say hello to Sergei Soldatov for the Ecurie Sim Motorsport GT1 car, did we?
No, we didn't. Let's say hello.
Yeah. Hello! Hello!
Number 3 on the track, Sergei Soldatov. Isn't that a bomb? Or am I thinking of something else? Kamatov? Oh no, it's a chopper, isn't it? It's something from Metal Gear Solid, I'm sure about it.
You lost me ages ago.
Me too.
Oh,
I only do driving games.
you only do driving games? Good job I didn't bother with my gaming quiz for later and just done racing games.
Oh, I don't
Oh,
do
yes.
only driving games.
Does anyone
play
know
Minecraft.
anything about GT racing?
I know all about crashing games.
Are those the ones that you're good at, Simon?
Well, yes. In a word. That is why I bought Burnout Crash.
Ooh, that's a funny game.
That is a fun game, actually, to be fair.
But what happened with the quizzes?
Talking to you, Mr.
Burnout 1. I remember playing that many moons ago.
Burnout Paradise was quite good, actually. They need to do a new one of that, because Ridge Racer Unbounded just came out, and that looks suspiciously similar, but also with a bit of split second thrown in as well. So I was like, maybe have a little looky at that once the pricing's gone
Ridge
down.
Race will just continue to copy different racing games until they eventually find something that they like.
There's not been a Ridge Racer game for years, though, has there?
There's Ridge Racer 6, I think it was, that was released very, very early. 3's lifespan.
I don't even think I bothered with that. No, I'm sure I didn't. So, no one's popped anything onto the forums. You're more than welcome to pop your race stint profile on the forum so that I can read it out if you don't fancy popping in here for a chat with us, and everyone is welcome to. Great to see loads of people chatting away in the chat room below, such as George Talbot, Jonathan Asselin, or that's not how you spell it, you say it at all, but that's how I'm going to...
Clint.
Clint, that's it.
What he said!
Åker Clint.
James Johnson, I can say that one, and Chris Williamson, and Marcel Persch. Vladim Sinchenko's in there too, and Jan Wimensing, who I'm sure will be out on track for Rare Endurance if they're still going.
Rare Endurance aren't still going, they're one of the teams that timed out.
That's true, actually. Sorry, Jan, you're buggered. So yeah, that won't work at all. Just pull up with a beer, mate, or pop in here for a quick chat. We do like people in for a quick chat. Don't forget, you can tweet #RD24HR, and a few people have been doing that. I think people are just starting. Unfortunately, someone called Rezi Rispati has put Kashmeric unsmiley face. So I don't think that went down too well. Must be having times with that. A couple of other people were just popping in exactly what they're up to with their team, so that's all interesting to see. Don't forget your Twitter. And of course we've got good old Book of the Face as well, should you fancy going on that and being very social networky. All the different ways you can interact with us from the commentary booth.
By the way, there's quite an interesting development on position 13 and 14. Stefan Seiter, he's catching up to Adam McBeer, and Seiter is in a GT2 car.
McBeer's in a GT1. Crumbs. Adam McBeer.
Been in the race since the start. Been in the car since the start of the race.
I think Palmer was in the car.
Yeah, Lee Palmer was in the car for the first hour and a half.
No,
or
I'm
2
talking
hours
about
or
the
something.
F430.
Oh, sorry.
Seiter been in since the
Stefan
start.
Seiter. I
Yes,
don't know,
Seiter's
actually.
been in since the start, he has, yeah. It's McBeer who changed over from Palmer, wasn't it? So, yeah. He's doing well, and he's been in quite a lot of different things going on, so he's been in plenty of battles, and it looks like he's sizing himself up for another one as the SC Motorsports continues to be reeled in. Their last lap times round, Adam McBeer an 8:42.7. For Seiter, it was an 8:28.5, so a smidgy bit of a difference there. And Seiter, I think, is about to have him sooner rather than later.
I wonder if there's some damage at the car. Well, it looks like it's at the front of the car. Because otherwise it's really strange to see.
Oh.
Okay. So, whilst that battle develops, we've also got another one which is causing lots of tyre smoke, and it's welcome to the race in 19th position, Vladas von Zavicius, sorry, for LT. I was supposed to be Savage. I haven't seen the route. Have you seen the route? There's Seiter and Eggbeer swap positions. The Seiter now up into 13th ahead of Eggbeer as he runs some 10 seconds a lap slower. But von Zavicius for LT United currently clinging on to keep Sergei Yashin behind.
And we had a driver swap in the 12th position car in GT2 for Sim Race Vereniging Nederland, with Wester Bob taking over the wheel.
Wester, awesome name. As here comes Mr. Yashin, don't do that, over the top. As they go round Janis Paulik, who's somehow still going. I don't know if he's having another go at trying to get round. Either way, it's not really working and they need to stop that. But somehow von Zavicius continues on. Let's look at the lovely sunset. Beautiful stuff. I know, very picturesque.
Oh, and Komisarczyk has just spun as a spiker.
What position is he in? I can't see it.
29th overall. He's back going again now.
Okay. No, Komisarczyk there, back going again. He's in no danger of being caught. As here comes Yashin again as they come around to the faster turns on the straight, which makes no sentence at all. But I knew what I meant. Yes, I did mean kinks, not terms, but I thought if I'd say the word kinks, everyone would just accuse me of being a filth.
We do that already.
I know, but here comes Yashin, looking like he's going to be vicious on von Zavicius as they come across the line. Something's changing. Oh, it's Narapa passing Bulgin and Allen as the GT1 continues to drop down the field with its pedestrian pace, but still going nicely. Still on the black stuff. Also, just while you... well, actually no, we'll show him on the track later on because this too is still good, but Bradley Vanian has taken over the Optimum Motorsport car in last position, but Yashin not giving up on von Zavicius yet.
And if we go to position number 24, that's a genuine fight for position between Robert Taylor for Olympic Motorsport Racing and Roy Scroton, GPWC Racing. That's not spelling. There is actually quite a lot of damage on, well, on both the cars actually.
I challenge anyone to not be damaged by the end.
Well, my car looks good still.
So does the pace car.
Pace car does look good, but thankfully we didn't take into account what was going on in the warm-up session. Me and my pedal. Right, while someone's at the door, I'll be back in 2 ticks.
One tick, 2 tick, 3 tick.
Particularly under there.
Woo! These cars have great sound. Ooh!
Yeah, the sound of the bikers actually real nice. Rumbling sound. Oh, and Taylor's off. The other force does he make the chicane? No, it doesn't. Careful on the re-entry. Yeah, that was good brakes on on the spiker, and Rush Rotten is past. That could have been really ugly. Well, he's past them. Can he pull away? Yeah, it looks like it. Going straight away from him. But around the circuit trying to find good fight here, but well, it seems like everybody is pretty much spread out at the moment. I don't know if any one of you is out.
Well, I don't see anything.
That Vladimir Kotliarsky behind the wheel of the Ekiri Motorsport car. Third position car in D2, and we have had a driver swap then in the Motorsport Porsche with Peter Kosa climbing out and Richard Hedsten has taken over. They are in second in GT2 as Boy Vandler do another additional lap then compared to what Kosa did in the Porsche.
Maybe when there's not so much going on at the moment, we can use the time and speak about other series, real motorsport series. And in the WTCC, Ivan Muller has taken the pole position at Valencia from Gabriele Tacchini and Tom Coronel.
It has. I see Alan Menu is really up to 9th in the qualifying session.
And at the same time, the BTCC qualifying is running.
No, come on, guys.
And
Not everyone's been watching these things. Spoilers. Let's focus
Okay,
on
yeah.
the race in hand.
It's not over yet, and I won't tell who's leading, but I can tell you it's a surprise. That's all.
Like surprises. Well,
Yes.
it's a weekend of lots of motorsport actually. Well, BTCC, WTCC, the WRC, and isn't it the opening of the European Le Mans series as well?
Yeah,
I think it is.
unfortunately the European Series is a bit short on entries. Now with the World Endurance Challenge or Championship, gaining all the big teams, all the LMP1 teams, Only a few LMP2 entries and GT2 entries. But the field is really small compared to last seasons.
I'm not sure if we've mentioned him, but Danny Schubert has taken over the Speedmaster by OSR. Berlin. Our race. And positioning.
Is it bad that I'm already quite a substantial way through my chocolate stash?
You're not the only
You
one.
cannot possibly be as far as I am, Simon. I can tell you that. I've been munching away since the start, quietly behind the scenes.
I'll tell you
My
what.
Eastern egg is almost empty.
Oh no. I think we're all going to have to book ourselves into a diabetic clinic at the end.
Yeah. I'm
I
going
haven't even started my chocolate yet.
to have to after the race after I've been up for how.
Is it just me, or is something wrong with your microphone, Oscar?
Sounds a bit laggy to me.
Yeah, it keeps dropping in and out.
Now check your mic. Oscar, I think you're lagging a smidgy room. Just had Carl Williams tell your commentators thanks for the WTCC spoilers. So I suggest we don't do any more.
Okay,
Maybe
I think
upset.
I will use this as a good reason to leave the broadcast now. I will be
Head in
back.
shame.
I will be back later in the night, and I will prepare some other spoilers for you.
Going out
Excellent.
of the boom.
Okay,
Well,
guys.
good luck for you and the rest of your team.
Yeah, I hope so. In 15 minutes, James Johnson should be taking over from Dragosava.
If there's a car left.
Yeah, there will be a car left. I'm 100% sure.
Well, we've
Who
got more
knows?
wheels
Time
than
will
Yanis
show.
Paulik, so it's going well.
Driver swap in car number 7 on the road with Speedmaster by OSR. Andreas Mick is now behind the wheel. I suspect that car number 8 on the road, Boy van der Laar, is on his way into the pits on this lap.
Was that Yanis cutting the pit line there? I just spied. Naughty, naughty. Let's see what he's in. George Pole's also in, and he's having a driver swap to Chuck Penfield. Chuck. Oh my god, I'd well want to name my child Chuck. Oh, and that's going to be a bit close on the exit there with Bradley Vanian there for Optimum Motorsport. They all came out together. As actually Bradley Vanian now overtakes Yanis Paulik, and so Paulik is back into last position, but he's not getting that wheel added on, and I think quite soon he'll be told to go away.
I was wrong, Boy van der Laar actually go for another lap.
We shall see, but yeah, Chuck Penfield welcomes the race there for UKNL in 25th position, so that's good to see him. Don't know if anyone noticed Water Blue Racing, Alvin Wavers in 22nd has joined in as well, as has Regis Limek for Ace Kite Racing in 19th. So lots of new names who I've never seen before, so this is good to see. I do like people who are new and grand entering the fray and throwing themselves out to the challenge.
Yep, I had a dodgy button for my push to talk. Sorry anyone on the stream who was hearing me sort of come in and out all the time.
And I see that Nicholas Makshin is actually missing front bumper.
Right-ohs. That's no good. So we should, I think, as a telekiss of making a bit of a mistake in 6th position, or if that was leg, let's choose someone and go on an onboard lap with them to allow our little cameraman a little bit of a break. Well, I wouldn't say little cameraman. Oh, he doesn't need a break. I think that obviously his fingers, whereas I just sit here chubbing out and chatting away, he's hard at work, spazzing out like having an epileptic fit, going up and down the field trying to see what's going on. So he deserves a break of who. He deserves a round of applause, actually, Simonish.
Yeah!
Unsung hero of sim racing land. Is that you or your sister, Oscar?
No, that was me. Although I can hear my sister in the background, you guys can't, and I may well have to go to the rescue any minute now.
Who says we can't?
Okay, let's jump on board then with Pablo Garcia. Going around some of the faster corners on the circuit, and let's see exactly what it's like to be a leader of the pack. I'm a leader. Oh, he's fishtailing out a little bit there. I'm a leader of the pack. What song was that? Was that by that paedophile man, Adam? I'm not sure.
Let's talk about the music later on, after the curfew.
That's true. I can't remember. Anyway, yeah, but let's pop on board with Pablo Garcia and ride a lap of fun with him. And you can see exactly what these drivers are put through the 170 odd corners that you've got. See exactly where Pablo was going to make a mistake if he's going to, I think. So people are requesting some onboard stuff as well, so that's all good. So we're at the we're at the 3 hour mark, pretty much. How's it been for you guys so far?
It's been good. It's nice to know that we are, what's that, roughly an eighth of the way through? that means there's only 7 more of what we've just done to go.
Hey, time flies.
Does indeed. Time flies when you're in the barriers.
I'm actually looking forward to how we're going to do through the night.
Currently, I don't believe I'm saying this, I wish I was racing. I really do. It looks like fantastic fun.
Get out, Henry.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean it.
Alright.
I'm sorry.
Eric Strahan actually has just popped in the chat box because he's not long finished his stint and the Optimum Motorsport car is now occupied by Bradley Vanian. He says that actually his back really hurts, so I'd suggest if you're getting back in the car, Eric, to try and at least get some cushions around yourself. Because I see some people, they've got like racing rigs set up as if they are, as we are around the carousel. Love that corner, that's my favourite. Some people have got like full rigs set up as if they're sitting in an actual like racing chair seat. I suppose it would help with immersion, but that must be a bit sore on the old bum. I'd get a num bum. I would.
We've got a guest in the chat box. In the commentary stream now.
Have we?
Yeah, I'll try and keep it quiet.
Oh. Wow. We shall see how that one goes. But yes, I know of people that wear racing gloves for their steering wheels. I can kind of see the point of that because it would give you better grip.
Roy is one of them.
Is he?
Yeah, and he also uses racing shoes.
Oh.
Wow, which use of time that?
That would be Oscar. I assume his sister decided that actually she wanted to play.
Yeah. The internet cable is not something to play with.
Yeah. I don't want a LAN party, Daddy. Ah! Fine. But yes. Oh wow. So are these like gloves and shoes actually called racing gloves and shoes, or is it just really?
Yep, correct.
They're not just like sports shoes.
No, he is actually using real racing shoes.
So what's different?
The feeling of the pedals.
What is it like? A kind of gel bottom or something. Or...
You could say it's like a car tire on the bottom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's... Hey Oscar!
So about that, we've got a guest in the commentary box. Now that my internet has stopped.
If you are planning to introduce someone, please let me know in ahead, because I'm not sure which one you're meaning.
Oh well,
send me a
this,
message.
This is the youngest member that
Send
we're
me a
going to have.
message first.
It's the youngest member that we'll have
Yeah.
on stream today. I've unfortunately been given
Send
the
me a
2-year-old.
message.
I will.
Because I want the heads up before we introduce someone.
Oh no, it's not that.
No, don't worry, Joachim. Don't worry. I've just got a 2-year-old sitting on the knee at the moment.
Oh, yeah. It can't be worse.
I wonder if she'll say hello. Say hello.
Hello.
There we go.
I don't believe it. I still think it's Oscar.
I do not... Imogen, just talk at the same time as me. Come on. There's 2 different voices.
Can she say Pablo Garcia is leading?
Say Pablo
Pablo
Garcia
Garcia
is
is
leading.
lady.
Just like that. Thank you very much. We can be put out of the job. She's very good at
I was
this.
gonna
Oh,
say.
dear.
Yeah, it's all too much. It's all
Hey,
Oh,
hey Simon,
it's
you should do an interview.
Yeah. Yeah. Who
Put
do
on
you
the
want
headset.
to win?
Imogen, who do you want to win? Who do you want to win? Unfortunately, she's very taken up with eating chocolate cake at the moment.
Well, I would be too.
That's where my
she's a
cake
good
is.
girl.
She can't really have a conversation at the moment. She's covered in chocolate, as am I.
So that's where my cake is.
Imogen, did you steal Joachim's cake?
I take that as a yes.
Deny all knowledge. Oh dear. So, is she the one that crashes everyone out of iRacing?
Well, I'm going to say yes. And if any iRacing officials are watching, this is definitely the case with every single time anyone says anything to you about me. It wasn't me, it was my sister.
Okay.
Dragos
I feel
Harbor
that-
in the pits.
I feel that goes round with the law in general as well, as Dragos Harbour pops in from 9th position to the pits. Also welcome to the Racing 15th for Virtual Endurance Racing GT2, George Pecklow. So he's looking rather nifty in his yellow car. Everyone's sticking their lights on now that things are starting to get dark. Not everyone. I've just noticed Western Roads is in 21st. There's a couple of people in the pits actually. Christian Nalepa in 26th is in, as is Robert Taylor just leaving the pits in 27th, and Bradley Vanian is in again. There's something wrong with them. They've been in and out of the pits quite a lot recently. I wonder if they've got some kind of problems. As a driver change for P29 as well, Patrick Jaskolski joins that team for Sim Racing PM. So, new people, and Carl Middleton is on the track in 28th for Ace Motorsport. Now, he's not supposed to be in the car till 3 in the morning, so I'm not quite sure what's gone on with Ace Motorsport. I feel they may have their clocks on Japanese time.
I can't believe that it's due to the DST either. So
No, I was a bit confused with BST as well. Came along a few hours earlier than what I needed to. I did it for the love.
We have drivers up in current motorsport Spiker as well. I don't know if you caught up with that, but Bornas Oljaric is behind the wheel there.
Where's
As well
Bona?
as Ole Marius Myhrvold has taken over the RMI motorsport car.
Yes, we've got quite a few people
Pinky is driving
popping
with his
out.
gloves.
Ah, Pinky with gloves. Eric Strand was saying he's got an R seat with a cushion. So, awesome. Elvis Prez says he loves babies. I think we'll leave that for another day. Who
Oh
else
dear.
have we got?
Oh dear. No, unfortunately, my sister has left us now. No doubt she'll be back later on.
That'd be fun.
Oh yeah.
As,
Especially is in.
let's have a look at the battle for P10 and 11, because Borna Spoljaric and James Johnson have both just joined their things this lap. Not going to really be a battle, as a stop-go penalty has been assigned to Chuck Penfield. Not sure why.
Could be an infraction entering or leaving the pit lane. I mean, obviously we've seen
He's
a
only
few.
just been in, hasn't he? So.
Yeah, it's a possibility, and yeah, I guess it's fairly easy to do as well. You're concentrating more on getting the car back in the race than how you were entering or leaving the pit lane.
Very much indeed.
Go to position 29. Jaskulski.
Oh,
That's
yes,
a
that
puncture on that
car's
car.
looking a bit worse for wear as it leaps into the pits. P29, Patrick Jakulski. He's only just taken over that car as well. He's on his second lap, so that's not worked at all. As he limps in, and I think we've... Oh my god. We're being ganged
We're being
up on.
attacked.
We are. Help! Yeah, we've got a collection of peeps in the broadcast booth here. First one that popped in I saw was George Pole for UKNL. How are you doing?
Hi Simon, I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
We're all doing very well, I think.
Okay.
We've got a good battle
Position
going.
17. Adam Egber. I think he's out of juice.
Oh, yes. Let's take a quick Adam Egbeer for DSC in 17th position. He's out of something. He's going to limp into the pits, but he's going to be caught by potentially Von Savicius and Lemec, who are battling over 18th and 19th places. Sorry, I'll get back to you in a sec, George, just as all this is unfolding. We've got to take the action as it comes, because we may be left for hours without any later on. As Egbeer limps in, and Daniel Farber there goes up, so Egbeer down. But P18 and 19, Lemec and Von Savicius side by side down the back straight, and Lemec's going to have a go at him, and is he going to try and go around the outside? Indeed he does. Von Savicius goes down to 19th position for LT United, trying to pick up the slipstream back again before they get to these next series of kinks and corners. But Regis Lemec, who's not been in that car very long for Ace Kite Racing, yoinks 18th position with aplomb there, and looks like he's pulling away as they come out into this last little corner. Von Savicius in deep by the looks of it, and not making the best exit. And I think 18th is now definitely his, if not 17th by the time they're finished, because Adam Egbeer is still in the pits. Indeed he is. Across the line they go, and that's Regis Lemec essentially going up 2 positions in a couple of corners, so not a bad lap there at all for Ace Kite Racing. I've seen a few of their fans in the chat box, so hopefully they're still there cheering on Little Pinky. So, as that kind of unfolds, how is it going for you? UKNL sitting there in 24th position. They've just been awarded a penalty to Chuck Penfield. Do you know why that is, George?
They awarded Chuck a penalty.
Yes.
When he told me on TeamSpeak he was hit by a GT1 from behind, which made him spun. So this is new to me.
Oh, Conservicious viciously smacking the barriers there. That's a shame there, George, because yes, things not going 100% to plan, although it's still just been lapped for the second time, so things still going well. Von Savicius, though, has got a very long lap to do. I don't know if that's considered. If we was having a chat in the briefing beforehand, and I remember actually Remco DeWitt, sorry, who's the person that actually does this, as Yashin goes up into 18th position for Rising Power. Oh, is he going to smack the barrier? Around. Ring a roses. That was a wall of death around the outside there. Losing your spoiler is actually allowed for you to go straight into the GP circuit for a pit stop. So
it's a pace car.
We shall see. It's a pace car. Any old excuse.
No rear spoiler. A pace car.
Oh, I thought you were trying to get the pace car out.
Oh, no. I don't want Joachim out on the track before he absolutely have to.
Interestingly, Janis Paulik, the free card the three-wheeled car has parked in the garage but actually exited out of the pits, and that's Vonsavicius just parking right next to him as he wallops down the pit lane. So that won't go well for him. Someone's just changed position elsewhere as well, but I think it was that. Oh no, it's Schroten going past Vonsavicius on his way into the pit, so that's okay. Right, now that that's all sorted itself out, potentially we're going to have a battle for 4th and 5th soon, as Thomas Kampf is being caught by Lars Kodwoch for Sim Racing Vienna. Add me Mr. Simon, says Dragos. 2 seconds, we've got a few people in here first that we're going to go through. So yeah, when are you back in the car, George?
Yeah, I just did my stint. I handed over the car to Chuck, and he's doing his 9 laps now. So I think I'm on again for 2 or 3 hours. The guys don't trust me to drive in the dark, and they're truly right, because I seriously dislike this track.
Oh,
But
I'm sure it loves you too.
yeah, but the guys wanted me to enter. I always say it's great to have rally racing on it, but you don't put GT cars on it. But that's just my humble opinion. So I'm glad I survived my first 9 laps. But I'm still a bit pissed off about that penalty you just told me about.
Yes, so language Timothy, we'll end that for now, but good luck for the rest, George. I'm sure you've got plenty of time to make that all back up again.
Will do. Bye-bye.
Bye. We've also got Jonathan in the chat box as well. Hello. Yet to actually get into the race yet, but when are you due?
Unfortunately, I won't be able to drive because the computer I bought broke when I was mounting it together, so I will have to wait for new parts.
No.
You know, Simon, these Swedes, they don't know how to build a computer.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Battle of the Nordics commences.
Yeah. We're Vikings.
It's not good at all. So, oh well, that's a shame. But who are you cheering on then today?
I'm cheering on my own team, of course, and I'm also the time spotter. But I'm also pretty happy if
RMI Motorsports.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a bit tired at the moment. If they finish good. And
well, never mind. Or you. Oh well, enjoy the rest of the broadcasty day. We'll get back to you in a smidge. I just want to. We've got a few people in here, which is we've gone from nothing to everyone
Yeah.
all at a time.
Okay.
So it might be a good one to drop back in later if you have a sleep and come back to us.
of course. Thank you.
No, you're welcome. Take care. We've got Roma Lubchik, who is in all kinds of stuff. We'll get to you, Dragos. Don't worry. I can feel the impatientness coming. It's like he was about to put me in the barriers just as much as your car. We've got Roma's in here. He was having a good stint and a battle up front for the GT2 class. How was it for you?
Oh, it was terrible. I can say it was really hard, especially the start of the race. It was so many cars in front, cars in back, and it was unbelievably hard. I can say.
Oh dear, I don't know if it's worthwhile looking actually just while we're interviewing you. I think Carl Middleton in P27 has damaged his right front. I'm not sure if it's just the way the car is looking or not. But it's Carl Middleton, so I expect there is damage, but it just looks battered. Robert Taylor's also dropped down the order to 28th whilst all this is going on as well, so he's been in the war somewhere along the line. But, I mean, if that was terrible and awful for you, Roma, you was actually up the order doing well. What was you expecting?
Oh, I was expecting just right, good, not to do a mistake, and keep our position. What I did that was rather good than bad.
Boo. And Wester Obes there is just past Adam Egbeer for 19th and 20th positions. Egbeer really struggling at the moment in the DSC car. Good battle about to commence for second in the GT2 class actually, with Akuri Sim Sports being closed down by Torrent Motorsports, Vladimir Koltarski being closed by Bornas Boliaric, so that's going to be on your screens very shortly. What's your plans for the rest then? Are you getting back in the car, Roma, or are you done for the day now?
No, I will be back in the car, but I don't know when. I think maybe. I don't know, really don't know. But I will be back. What?
When you've had a sleep.
I think tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow. Not today. Just so important race to sleep. I just don't know.
It will all be fine. You need to enjoy it.
Oh, I really enjoyed the first few laps. It was hard, but it was just brilliant. I can't say anymore. It was just brilliant.
Good stuff. Well, Ames, please sit back and enjoy the next few hours before we get back in again. And last but not least, Mr. Harbour himself. Woo!
Hooray.
He was the last man in, dude. So sorry, I had to leave it to the end there.
Oh, no worries. I thought I muted my mic so you wouldn't hear the heavy breathing.
That's okay, I slightly enjoyed it.
Very nice, very nice.
So, you was having an eventful time.
Just the car was, after I hit the wall, a very hard wall, the car just became eventually very difficult to drive. I don't know if you know how Senna described his Renault that he was driving in '94, but it had understeer and oversteer, and it was a very bad car. Essentially what happened to me, and I was losing, I think the bulk of the time that I was losing afterwards was mostly on the straights. Just the car is 15 kilometers slow and I can't do anything about that, so. But you know, that wall that I hit, I just wasn't paying attention. I wanted to get around Graham because he was holding me up quite a bit, even though it was the first lap, so I could tell that I could overtake him, and that just because the way that he was positioned, he was doing a good job of holding me off. So I paid more attention to him, and so Nordschleife bit me in the butt.
And when it bites, it seems to bite hard, because obviously that's affected you for the rest of your stint. Can you adapt to a car that's really difficult to drive? Do you eventually get to work around its kind of idiosyncrasies in a way?
Of course you do, but it does throw curveballs. For example, under braking, it just decided to oversteer violently. So that was a good time then. It was another diss to the wall. And I mean, otherwise, like, you just have to stay on your toes. And it really didn't help that it understeered into the corner and then oversteered out of the corner. It was just great.
Awesome stuff. Well, you done well.
Seems exciting over here. There's a lot of stuff for you guys to watch.
I know, we've been bought for choice. Here comes Bornas Boliaric coming onto the back of the Akuri Sim Sports for the second position overall. Surprised that actually top GT2 driver, who's Rickard Helston, who took over the Torrent Motorsport Mobile car a couple of laps ago, GT2s go from 8th downwards. It's absolutely nuts, and it's not because GT1s are all retiring everywhere, it's just because they're being cool, as that's exactly the word that describes Vladimir Koltarski, because he's about to be sucked up, well, he's about to be caught by Boliaric being sucked up into the slipstream. I was getting very confused there. No one's getting sucked off on before this time of air, Mr. Cameraman, being filthy in my ear. I tell you what, sometimes after what I get told in the ear from my cameraman, I have to go for a bath. I feel that dirty.
Well, that sounds
But
like
that's
fun.
Spolyaric through. Sorry, we're so busy going about that. Dirty. But yeah, Borna getting his spag Spolyaric out. And he's up into 9th. Yeah, no contact involved. So a good clean move for once from Borna. Good move. So Turret Motorsport back up to P2 in that standings.
What's Bradley Vanya doing?
What is Bradley Vanya doing? He's for Optimum, isn't he? He's down in last. Oh dear. He's in 30th at the moment. And I think he's stopping. He's stopping! What has he done? He's flashing his lights.
Ugh.
Let's see what happened to him. No, I can see. Yeah, he's not having a good time. So that's unfortunate for Optimum Motorsport. I say they are out because that car is smoking.
He's stuck on the curb.
Ooh, plop. Apologies everyone that's complaining about the Acne commercial about people kissing. I hope they're not kissing the spots. If you install AdBlock, apparently it stops it. So
I haven't gotten any advertisement at all.
have you not?
No.
I think it's country specific. So
I've had plenty of ads when I've been watching the stream.
I don't know how you lot can watch the stream. I've got it paused. I'm just sitting here on thingy-bob. But yes, not grand. End there to the race for Bradley Vanian and Optimum Motorsport as they all come to a crashing end. And there, our first retirement that isn't a DNF straight off. It says suspension. There is no lies. As Nalapa pops into the pit from 27. That's a shame. Are there any particular black spots around this track, Dragos, that seem to pull you in like a magnet?
There's some interesting parts where the entry to the corner, when you're on the edge of the track, it's just grassy, and if you're a bit too close there, it catches you off guard and you slip off. And obviously there's a bunch of S's all over the track that are tricky, especially the quick ones, and if you unbalance the car, it'll come back to haunt you. And the carousels are a bit vicious.
Yes. Beauty but deadly. But yes, now that that battle's sorted out, the next one I think that's going to be on our track soon is Sergei Yashin for Rising Power Motorsports. Continues to rise up the field because he's closing down on Regis Lemec for Ace Kite Racing Endurance. So yeah, the sun slowly sets down on the Nordschleife, giving us all pretty colours. Not just pinky on the track, we've got pinky in the sky too. So lots of pinkies to be perking about. So we've got that there. And there you go, Bradley Vanian now has left the game. So with that, including Janusz Paulic out as well, we're now down to just 29 teams left in this race at the 3.5 hour mark. Yeah, not bad at all. That is a tenth, not a tenth, that is a quarter of the people out already. Oh no, 29th position is really buggering it up around some of these corners. He's just about got stopped at the end of the straight, so that's no good. But here comes Yashin onto the back of Lemec. He's closed that one up very quickly indeed. So Ace Kite Racing having to look slightly defensive down this long straight. He's pulled right to the right hand side of the track, but I think Yashin is going to pull all the slipstream up. This is going to be tight into this corner. Lemec gives him plenty of room but almost sacrifices himself as a sacrificial lamb around some of those corners. Yashin somehow keeps it all together and stays into, doesn't stay, moves up into 17th position. Lemec down to 18th and smacks the wall for good measure on the outside of that final corner. That won't please anyone at all. A real shame there indeed.
Simon, I have an interview object for you here.
Interview object?
Yeah, Radek Sukowski.
Aha!
Yeah. I probably ruined the name.
Not bad.
Bad at all. It's a lot better than what I've managed. So that's all looking good for them. Okay, so now that's sorted. Radek, welcome to the broadcast. How are you doing?
I'm very good, thanks. We have a good position and good spirit in our team, so yeah, quite good.
You should always have lots of spirits. I feel. So, which team is it that you were racing for? Is that Sim Racing PL, isn't it?
Yes, it's Sim Racing PL.
Yeah, in third at the moment.
We have had 4 teams, but one of them just had disconnected, so 3 teams remains.
Good. That's what we're liking. And we saw you having a good couple of battles while you was out on track. How was it for you?
It was pretty good. Nothing tough. I had mostly battles with GT2s when double. Not really. I didn't have fights with GT1 cars, to be honest.
And when are you looking at getting back out onto the track?
I think it will be around 9 PM, half past 9 PM.
Have some dinner first.
Yeah, for sure.
As our leader, or was leader, Pablo Garcia, into the pits. It's been a very long one because he had a good minute advantage over Stander Osterdal, and he's only just going now, so a 1 minute 6 second pit stop, very long indeed. So we did see him looking quite leery earlier on, so I wonder if he caught some damage somewhere along as he gets himself going, making a much better attempt of getting out of the pits than what he'd done when he took over the wheel of that car, I must admit. But he's off going again. So, do you have any particular... I know you're sitting in a podium slot now, Radek, but, I mean, is the aim just to finish and see what you've got at the end, or do you have some personal goal?
To finish is always the aim, because, well, many things can happen, and many things happens, like disconnections and all that, so first finish, then we think about the position. I think we aim for the top 5, top 6, it would be good for us. For now we are P3, which is really good.
Good stuff, good stuff. Just slightly on the side, if anyone's in the chat room, Vadim Simchenko has just popped. It seems Sergei Yashin plays in our team role a role like this, and he's linked to a photo of a cartoon of Fernando Alonso desperately trying to carry on his back some dead prancing horse. That's made me giggle. If anyone's in the chat room, go and have a look at that. Awesome, good stuff, Radek. Does anyone else have any questions, by the way? I've just proper run away with everything.
You are the correct one to interview people.
You know, how has it been on track? Because we're sitting here in the commentary box commentating on it all, but we're obviously not in the action.
Well, it was pretty good, except for the one adventure I had. I touched the barrier, I lost the splitter, and had to do earlier pit stop. But apart from that, it was pretty good. Well, I had pretty difficult lapping the GT2s, but good pace, good race for now.
Good news then.
Super duper. Well, we wish you best of luck for when you get back out on track, and hopefully you can bring home the yellow.
Yeah.
That is good.
Thank you very much.
Simon,
Joachim.
I guess you have heard of this thing called Autosport International Commentary Competition.
Tumbleweed. Not really. Yes, I have.
How did that go for you?
It sucked. No, I didn't win.
Oh,
I know there may have been a winner though.
yeah, I believe it was a winner. And guess what?
No.
We actually have the winner with us today.
Woo!
Hello.
This is going to be an epic moment.
Go for it,
Let's
Joachim.
put into,
Take the floor.
Trumpets and drums, but.
Simon is the musical one, so.
That's the best I can do, sorry.
You know, this is kind of like having Chuck Norris and MacGyver in the same room.
There we go.
Thanks, Simon.
Welcome to the RD24 hours.
Thanks, it's really an honour to be here, sort of thing. I mean, I watched the last race and thought, you know, I really like to try and get involved in that. And then I remember being asked and was like, yeah, hey, you know, it's going to be such a big opportunity. So hopefully I'll try and do as much as I can, and it's looking like it's going to be a good race.
It has been a good race for the last couple of hours. So yeah, we're 3.5 in. We've had plenty of action. There's plenty more to go. You've come in just in time where we're starting to think. Well, I'm starting to eye up my beer stash. So it's good that someone's going to come in and try and pull up my attempt at being professional, at least to some kind of substandard level. So yeah, I think the timing is impeccable. Have you? Start again. Yeah. Blah, blah, blah. So where are you talking from today, Liam?
I'm talking from Devon. It's rainy. Again. It's normal. I mean, you know, it's like a sort of run home from work in excitement after eating my dairy Lunchables. So I'm all ready to go, and we've just been joined in the commentary booth by Bradley Vanny, and I saw actually a few months ago Bradley actually seemed to retire from the race. It looked like. So was there a problem with your car, or?
Yeah. Well, I've recently taken over the car, and on the first lap, there was this just going around the track, and there was this Ferrari, this sort of grey Ferrari that had rejoined into the middle of the track. I had nowhere to go. Got major damage from that. Tried to repair most of the damage in the pits, but even after that, there was still quite a bit of damage. And then 2 laps later, it just became uncontrollable. Just got stuck on the curb, and there's nothing you can do when you're stuck on the curb.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate, to be honest. I mean, you actually were looking fairly optimistic in the Optimum Motorsports car, so will you be looking forward to the next race, or can you pick a winner for us today?
Well, yeah, we'll try our best in the next races we do. It's been quite hard for us because we actually only had 3 people in the team because 3 of the members that were supposed to race, including Jonathan Orca-Clint, have had problems recently. Like unfortunate problems, include like one of our members has got an injury to the wrist, and 2 have got computer problems.
Well, hopefully all those get fixed by the next race. I mean, you know, it's such a good feeling, I guess, when you get to the end of a 24-hour race. It's just like, even if you don't, just the whole feeling of working as a team must be sort of feeling, knowing that you've got the teammates around you supporting you.
Yeah, well, it's always great. It's always great to have the support and, you know, just have other people that you know will try their best with you. For sure, it really does help if you have a strong team. One that's friendly and has a good sense of humour.
You can tell that you're a real racing driver because you started a sentence with "for sure."
I know, I purposely did that.
Yeah, it is a course in Masserisms.
For sure the Ferrari was a bit better today, but I'm Felipe Massa, so it wasn't.
Stefano
That was
Dominicali.
Well, I can't do accents, leave me alone.
You can do little children. Actually, I should rephrase that.
Sorry. Dear God, Simon. Lady.
Oh, sorry, right, I'm off for a beer.
Well, that was all Simon. That one. Yep.
I had my 45p glucose drink from Euro Shopper and some Lunchables, so I think I'm all set for the next few hours.
And anyway, talking about like good team, Jonathan, he wasn't able to race, but he helped us with he was a spotter, and he also helped during the incident with the grey Ferrari. So, you know, may not be racing, but still just as helpful.
Well, I gotta do something for the team, don't I?
I mean, what you're watching on screen at the moment is actually looking quite intense. You see the number 98 card is pushing his way past to be honest, I think that's probably my favourite corner on this Nordschleife circuit. It's such a bank turn, it's just so hard to actually get the line right as you put the car on, because I mean there's so many little bumps there and the wheel can just flick in the opposite direction, you can find yourself in a wall. So to take that corner right time after time for like a 3-hour stint takes real skill by the driver.
Have we had the change for the leader now? Or is it because of pit stops? Or is my microphone not on?
It's sort of a weird silence in the booth at the moment, but so with almost 3.5 hours in to this 24-hour race, it's so important for the cars not to just try and bin it in the early stints. It's just so hard to actually keep the car on the track doing one lap for me. So to do it for a 3-hour stint must take so much practice. I mean, just to get a competitive time around here as well, it's around 8 minutes a lap. So if you do that in about 3 hours, it's going to be a good 30-40 laps. So these drivers really are 100% focused, and it's just so important that they don't make any silly errors and try and bring the car home. I think that's the most important thing here today.
As I guess is the case with any endurance race, but 24 hours around a track like Nordschleife, probably more so than us.
Yeah, I mean this track has a reputation and for a very good reason. There's such a high rate of attrition we've seen in the past races here from different series, but it's just a complexity. There's so much different levels of sort of height on the track. It's just you can be going uphill then downhill, swoop left and right, and it struggles for the car sometimes to actually keep up with the sort of densities of the corners, and it's just so hard to try and keep the car in a straight line for me doing one lap. So you can really appreciate just how hard it is to drive a lap round here, but you don't really get that feeling unless you try and drive one. So I'd recommend you just download R Factor and give it a whiz and see how you go, because it really is a lot tougher than it looks on TV.
Yeah, I mean, it was said earlier that because of all of the rises and undulations of the track, you're never braking in a straight line on a flat surface for a corner, and that's why everyone keeps locking up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Simply because of how the cars have to handle around a track that's as demanding as this one.
Well, I think as well, it's purely because you're never going to hit the same braking line around the corner 2 laps in a row, because it's just so bumpy, and if you just go over one bump in one corner, you're going to completely change your line for the next one. So it's really does depend. Each corner can impact your lap time.
Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine that anyone in there is keeping perfectly consistent with the lap times. There's got to be 2 to 3 seconds difference, because
mine are.
Yours are.
Permanently zero.
Permanently zero.
Consistently crap. More like, yeah, no. But just what Joachim and I have just made up a new game that needs to be available on iPhone. It's called
What? Don't drag me into this.
Oh no! I was thinking along the lines of Angry Birds, but we've came up with Angry Beavers. Let's look at the leader.
He's trying to flash his way past some traffic.
We've lost Smitch. What's happened there? Suspension. Did I miss that while I was out getting my first beer?
Yeah, and so the leader goes through. Quite handily, the GT2 gets out of the way.
Was that Attila Kish?
No, it's Andreas Smitch is out with a suspension failure for a Speedmaster by OSR. Also, Mashkin is in the pits from 13th position, so George Peklo has gone up into 12th for Virtual Endurance Racing, so that's really good there from him. He's gone alright up the field, and that's now allowed Kazmarek up into 13th too, so Mashkin going right down the field. But yes, Speedmaster by OSR are out.
Yeah, and there is actually a fight, well, there aren't so far apart on the track actually, the number 3 and number 4 overall. Tommy Kampf and Sergei Soldatov for Sim Racing PL and Accuracy Motorsport. 3 or 4 seconds apart, I think.
There I got my first advertisement. That's strange.
No, I know. I think we're on an advert by the looks of it, so that'll be why. Do like a good old commercial, why not? So, anyway, can I just admit to everyone I've now started my first beer?
No.
Apologies, Wild. So,
this is going to be a long day then, I'm guessing.
It's not too early. I did buy a beer for each hour, and I did refrain for the first 3, so this is good.
It means in the last hour you'll have an extra 3.
Oh yeah. So that will now leave us with just 28 teams remaining as Robert Taylor, who's running in last for Olympic Motorsport Team, smacks the wall on the outside of one of the turns. That car I've seen doing quite a lot of rallycross through several of the traps. Still going, 3 laps adrift. Not too bad at all.
I think the thing is as well, you don't want to push too hard to catch the car in front because, as you know, you've got 20 hours, 16 minutes left. You don't want to sort of over push the car and bin it because you've got a good. It's just all about patience, I think, in this sort of race. It's just all about just letting the car come to you. If you're faster than the car in front, just keep it the pace you're going at, sort of. Maybe even slow it down a bit and just wait for them to make a mistake.
Or Bradley won't kick you. You're allowed to speak also if you want.
Well, it actually looked like Tommy Kampf came out from the pits. Or at least he did a very low first sector on the last lap, so... But Soldatov is dropping a little bit behind again, doesn't he?
He is indeed. He's falling away. If you look at the lap times before all of that was happening, you've got Kampf in the 805s, 804s, 808s, and then before that you've got Sergei Soldatov in the 814, 815, and 810. And we're thinking that there's problems potentially with the 05 car by the looks of it, because Pablo Garcia has done a 9-minute 33 last time round. So that can't be good. It was an 8:37 before, so he must have been back in again. But he wasn't due to pit, even if he did pit, because he's only been 7 laps since his last pit stop. So not really the time to come straight back in again. So I'm wondering if he's either out of sync or if he hurt himself, and well, not hurt himself, damaged the car, and has a problem somewhere along the line.
I think what will be interesting as well is, especially as the track begins to get darker, what drivers come onto their stints during the twilight as the track starts to get darker and it's not quite dark enough for lights but not quite light enough for them to be turned off. And it's just going to be one of those really tricky lighting situations where you're banking on just your driver instinct.
Because now Ostertol is now back out of the pits. As you can see, he was rejoining just as Garcia was going through. Garcia now doesn't have a minute advantage at all, does he? They're pretty much round the same couple of corners. Suddenly battle for the lead is beginning, and Ostertol, by fact of not binning it several times, is suddenly very much in the running for the win.
We have a car going very slowly on the track, position 24. Ace Kite.
No!
Porsche. Looks like
Not
it's
Pinky.
got a puncture on On the left rear, yes, it is.
You can try and bring it back to the pit lane then, it's...
Oh, it's not that far off from the long straight, so
It's not going to
just
do
take
the
it slowly
underneath of the car much good though.
oh, and around he goes.
Spinny toppy. That's no good for Pinky. And
He's
I
may have
want
touched the wall.
I want the car back as Penfield goes through. Good stuff there. Chuck Penfield up into 24th. Good reaction times because poor Regis was stuck on the racing line as the car's bottom drags across the floor like some fat person that's on some kind of bad body program. And,
well, being large, maybe that body program. the McDonald's body program.
Ooh, slander. They make salads, you know.
Just a couple apples and a bit of carrot.
Here's your salad. It's got some green bits in it and some yellow bits in it, and then we covered it in mayonnaise. It's got all of the fat in the whole of the world in it.
I did watch a documentary about how they made their milkshakes, and I still ate them afterwards. There's Lemec there diving off the track to let the other drivers through as Carl Middleton goes up into 25th position, still going for Ace Motorsport, which is really going above and beyond what I thought they would be doing. So good move for them. And Adam Kuzminski has taken over the Sim Racing PL team in 27th. So welcome to the race, Adam. He's next on the list to go through as Borna Spoljaric pits from third position there in the GT2 class.
In the DSC Motorsports, and I think he takes a bit of a distaste to me, if I'm honest, but that's another story.
A distaste?
Yeah, not really that friendly.
Oh.
He tends to abuse me a bit over Facebook, like when I spoke to him. He's not very nice to me, so I just kind of let it go now. But honestly, I've never spoken to him before, and he went mental after I won like the competition, and he just went mental because I won and someone else did. I can't remember who it was, but someone didn't win, and he went mental. He doesn't like me now. I don't know.
We just inadvertently caused some kind of massive drama.
Well,
Facebook scandal.
If I had £1 for every time someone was mean to me,
same to be honest.
I'd be extremely rich.
I'm going to announce him a challenge over this. If he can beat me in a good old-fashioned game of Tekken 3, then he can abuse me all he wants.
Oh, and we've got a pit stop then for the 1066 Racing GT1 car of Mr. Belkin and Alton.
They've been very quiet of recent, actually. They dropped nearly to the very back of the pack in the GT1, which is quite a shock in a way, because they should technically be in the faster category car, but still going well. They still share their PCs between Martin Bolger and Gary Allen. I believe, what do they have to do when they get to the... Do they have to hold themselves still at the end of the pit lane because they're sharing?
What is it, a 10-second stop before your pit box, and then you can go on to make the pit stop.
Okay.
Well, you know, it seemed to me like they have their game plan way ahead, and they're following it, you know, regardless of what's happening around them on the track.
I did like the fact that when they knew that they weren't in the battles with people that they were ahead of on the grid, they just dived out of the way. It was very passive, but it ensures their survival. As
Garcia coming up towards more traffic, and that's a very tricky place to go for a move, if I'm honest, but did it very well.
Just off your screens, Lemec pops into the pits from 27th, recovering from that puncture, so that's good recovery back to the pits for him. But Garcia and Osterdahl covered by just 3 seconds now as the battle for the lead continues. Next up for Osterdahl to lap is Egbeer. And Garcia on the grass as they go around Jazgalski. Just about going 3 laps down there for the Sim Racing PL team. There's once again a car between the leading duo, which keeps it good, and that's now the gap up to 3.8 seconds round that sector. But Pablo, I know his driving style is very flamboyant, but it does make you wonder for an endurance race exactly how long it's going to last sometimes.
The only way I would actually drive around this circuit is if I'm doing about 30 miles an hour for me, but I mean, to actually full on literally throw the car around the circuit, it takes some real skill, especially around the Nordschleife. It's just such a demanding, unpredictable circuit. I mean, you could know it like the back of your hand and still make a mistake, because there's like, you'll never know every little bump and every little sort of nudge in the track, and it's just so hard to actually get a perfect line. To throw it round and actually be consistent with it takes some real skill, so a round of applause, I think, is in need there.
Just 6 drivers on the lead lap currently at the moment, with Sim Racing PL in 3rd, Akuri Sim Sport with Sergej Soldatov in 4th, Lars Kadowicz for Sim Racing VN in 5, and Attila Kish still going for Simco Dream Team. Oh yeah, 6th position, 5 minutes 15 seconds off the pace. 1 lap down starts off your GT2s. Rickard Helston now in 7th as he continues to lead around the GT2 category, and he's ahead of Akuri Motorsports Vladimir Koltarski, and Boy Vandelar is 3rd in that category still, although James Johnson's Roaring Pipe Maniacs is still in the middle of that mix. Okay, and as we come to the reset, Patrick Jazowski in 28th position is in trouble, but he's got to the straight and he'll limp back to the pits for repairs. We'll be back with you in a smidgeroo here on simrace.tv, home of all the action for the sim heaven that is 24 hours of the Nordschleife.